Best Trading Presents, my technical indicators for the lower chart. Here is your host, Jeff Glass.
Hey guys, I'm going to share in this video about my technical indicators on the lower chart. The previous one was technical indicators, and this one is same thing, technical indicators, lower chart. What you're looking at here is a 2-day, 7-minute chart on a stock that is today, February 25th, 2026. And I'm just going to get right into it and get through this as fast as we can. Right here on this bar here, you'll see that my technical indicators are listed right there. thinkorswim does that. And so I'm going to just hold my mouse over each one of these and a description of them will come up and you'll see. So right here, we're going to start with the MACD and see, there it is. It lights up and you can zoom in on that and see everything there is to see. I guess you'd have to pause the screen because it went away, but that's a MACD and the settings are 4, 8, and 3. Weighted, yes. Weighted moving average, and yes, that means the yes means I want to show these arrows. And you'll see I have white arrows at the bottom of the lower chart underneath it, and that is because that's what this yes means. A yes means I've chosen these white arrows to show up. The next thing I use, now you notice that's a MACD, and so I have the light gray line, which is one of the MACD averages, and I have the white arrows showing up. Now the next thing is the TTM Squeeze, and the settings are close, 4, and then the other numbers I didn't change. They're 1.5, 2, and 1.0. And I also included the 0 line on the TTM Squeeze. You can see that purple line right here. It runs all the way through. And so that's the TTM Squeeze 0 line. And it simply means that when the candles here, when the price goes above this TTM Squeeze, the bar goes green and starts going above that. That's the 0 line. And the white arrow simply means that the price or the bars here have gone above the 0 line. Even if it's just a little tiny bit, like right here, it moved above the 0 line just a little bit. Same thing here, same thing here. Now the other thing I have is the price and volume trend. It's an aqua line. So all day long over here, the price and volume trend went up, 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 up. Even after hours, it's still up and up in pre-market. And then suddenly it goes way down. That's because of this drop right here. This is only about an 8-cent drop, but yeah, about 8 cents. So it looks real big down here, but remember, this is not price action down here. This is price action up here. This is mostly momentum down here. So I'm going to make this larger so you can see it. I don't normally have the lower chart this big, of course. Normally it is only as big as it was a minute ago. But you can see these gray bars down here. Those are volume bars. So I make them gray because I don't need more red and green bars. That's just so much red and green on my chart. So I just leave the volume bars gray. And to get these all on one chart, I actually have to choose these indicators and select them to be in my set. But then I have to move them into this one area, which is the volume area on thinkorswim. See with the volume bars down here? So this whole area here for the lower chart, that is a volume area. But I put everything on it because normally you'll see that when you set up a lower chart, it creates a new area for the lower chart. So you might have, an RSI on its own area, and a MACD on its own area, but I put everything in one area because I don't have room for a lot of lower charts. Some people use 2 or 3 lower charts. Just have one, but everything's on that one in that one area there. I just find it's more convenient. It's a little crowded and somewhat takes a little bit, getting used to. But the more you watch it, the more you view it every day, you're not looking for every single detail. You're looking for the patterns. You're looking for general, where is the stock headed? And so all I'm really paying attention to is, of course, the price and volume trend. When it drops way down like that and then starts going back up, okay, I say, well, that stock is going up. And obviously, it would be going up right there. That's the beginning of the day. The TTM bars are red just prior to opening, and then they go up. The stock goes up. But I want to show you something. This is a little pattern that I follow. It's basically an Elliott wave pattern. I don't get into all the details of the Elliott wave. I just, in general, learn how to use it. So you'll notice back here at the beginning of Wednesday at 4 o'clock in the morning, the price went down. But then you have a rise and down, then a rise and down, then a rise and way down. So this is 1, 2, 3 rises, a big drop. So I know that's a pattern. And I've studied that pattern over and over again for 13 years. So there's 3 rises, then maybe a larger drop, or sometimes there's 2 drops, and then a 4th rise, which will be larger than the other 3. And that happens over and over again. It is a pattern. Same thing happens when it drops. It'll be 1 drop, 2 drops, 3 drops, a rise, and then a 4th drop that is farther lower than all the other 3. So that happens over and over again. Study Elliott wave. If you want to, you can go to Investopedia.com. You'll find the Elliott wave. It goes into a lot of detail on that website. So you notice the white arrow right there. As soon as that bar turns green right there, there's a white arrow that appears. And look at them. There's one at the beginning of every rise. So I can count these arrows. 1 rise, white arrow, 2 rise, white arrow, 3 rises, 4th arrow, white and a rise. And look up at the chart, you'll see a white arrow and a purple arrow, meaning that the price went above the purple dashed line up here. See that purple line? The purple arrow means it went above the purple line. And that corresponds to my purple arrow down here on the TTM. And see there, but I made the arrows here white to go along with the white arrows up here. So I picked white because it catches my eye. Because when I trade, I have between 8 and 12 charts up on my 2 monitors. I have 32-inch monitors. So I have 2 of them. So I have either 4 charts on each monitor or 6 charts on each monitor. So I have a lot of charts going on. That's a lot of upper chart and a lot of lower charts to look at. So I use extensive use of these arrows because I just want it to catch my eye. That way I don't have to pay attention to every single detail, the candle size, everything. I just look for the arrows. And I tell you my other secret, if you'll know on the upper chart, I have these trends up here, these trend labels, which are these lines right here. You can check out my other video called Technical Indicators. But on this lower chart, look what I have down here. I have buy and sell indicators or buy and sell labels. These are awesome. And see right there is the volume. And that tells me the current or the volume of the current candle. As long as I use my crosshairs, see, it's going to give me whatever the crosshair is on. So you have to hide the crosshairs somewhere, down here or up here, so you can just look at the reading of it. So see that volume says 433 shares being traded on that last candle just after 8 o'clock Eastern time. But look at the buy and sell percentages right here. 100% buy, 0% sell. You see that right there? 100% buy, 0% sell. Okay. Now that is a label I put on there, and I gave it a name. As you can see here, it's called News Study 1. So it's set for 1 hour, and I haven't really noticed any difference. that I set it for 1 hour or half a day or a day. It doesn't seem to make any difference. I have changed the parameters on those labels a little bit, and it like I say, it doesn't seem to make any difference. It is what it is, but it gives me what this means. Right here, right now, this means 100% of the trades on that current candle are buy and 0% sell. Now you'll see it went down a little bit. So a minute ago, that settings might have been different, but right now, at this time, it's 100% buy and 0% sell. So I look at the volume and this buy and sell pretty much all the time for every chart I have up. That's the first thing I check. Now you can see that. I've talked about that on a video I made called Trading Pressure. And briefly, it's simply this. When the volume is high and the buy percentage is high, that's trading pressure, meaning it's going up. For example, you might have 500,000 over 80%. Okay, that's great. But what if you had 500,000 over 20% buy? Well, that's terrible. It's a lot of volume, but it's 80% of the trades are going down and 20% are going up. So, that's not a good time to buy, because you can have a lot of volume when stocks go down. Volume doesn't necessarily mean it's going up. So watch my other video called Trading Pressure to get the full scoop on that. Now this gray line is from the MACD. And so that also helps. You can see right where the white arrow crosses the zero line that's purple. You can see that not only is there a green bar that shows up there, the gray line also crosses that purple line and goes up. So everywhere that happens, there's a white arrow. There's the gray line going up. Sometimes it goes up before the arrow shows up, like right here, and sometimes it goes up after. See, here you have the white arrow and a green bar, and the next thing is the gray line goes up. And so I rely heavily on my trading pressure indicators, which is the combination volume and buy and sell percent label. And I use the white arrows. And of course, I check the patterns 1, 2, 3, 4. And then these trend labels are also very important at any particular time where you're thinking of buying. You want to check those. They should be green, meaning the trend is going up, and that's a good buy signal, as long as everything else is also a good buy signal. There's not just one item that is a buy signal. They all have to be in conjunction with each other, creating a overall buy signal. You can have green trend labels and it can still be going down, because the trend labels, they're trends. So they don't just change immediately just because the price went down. It's still in an uptrend, you see. So they're not, you might say they're lagging behind. But when they start rising, they generally turn green pretty quickly when it starts rising. And I like to have 2 or 3 of them green, talking about these trend labels up here, when it starts rising, and it'll rise above my purple dashed line here. And I covered that on the previous video, technical indicators. So that's what I pay attention to. So the purpose of the lower chart and having all these things on here is because you can see how small the upper chart is, and it's harder to read because it's so small. Now I can zoom in on that. For example, let's zoom in right there. You see now it's bigger, but of course I'm using the entire 32-inch monitor for this. I can't do that when I have 8 or 12 charts on here. It doesn't look that big. I can zoom in on it and it'll look a little bigger, and that's helpful. So, but I can't see them that well, especially when this move is only, a 5-cent move. On a bigger move, it's easier to read. But the lower chart, if there's any confusion about reading the upper chart, the lower chart should take the confusion out. So if I look at it and I've got a whole lot of up and down, up and down, up and down on the upper chart, I just look down at the lower chart and this will smooth all that out and just have the down, up. See, it won't go up and down, up and down, up and down here. It just down, up, down, up, down, up. So see, it takes away any confusion that the upper chart might give you. Now, where did I get this buy and sell label? Actually, I just got it from another video online. This is a thinkorswim thing called ThinkScript. So here's the code for it. It's https:// use thinkscript, all one word, .com /threads / volume buy sell indicator with hot percent for thinkorswim .389 /. And the guy's name, the next line says, has a number symbol, and his name, I guess, is Nomak, N-O-M-A-K, space 02, and the date 02/21/2020. So that's where I got it. I got it right off of a video he made, and he's sharing it freely. So you should be able to find that. If you can't do that, if you try doing the ThinkScript thing and type that all in and it doesn't work, well, you have to have the whole set, all of his code. But if you find this guy online, Nomak, then you should be able to get it okay. I'll look for it again. I haven't looked for it. This is 2020, so that's a long time ago. So I'll try to find it and put up a link on my website. Oh, one more item. On thinkorswim, I like to put this in down here. You see the blue area? The blue area is the area of the chart that's currently on my screen. There is more of the chart off to the right of the screen. And you see here, there's more of the chart off to the left because this is a 2-day chart. So in 2 days, it's all of this, the gray area. But what I zoomed in on is just this blue area. And that's very helpful because you could zoom in on something and you leave it there for several hours. And then you kind of forget, well, what happened 5 hours ago? You can look down here on this lower chart, way down here, and you can see in the gray area, it'll show you if it went way up or way down. So that, for example, if there was a really high rise earlier, it's not on your chart right now, you can see it down here. And of course, the assumption is, hey, it might rise again up to that level. Who knows? So that's what it's good for. And so that helps, especially like me, when you have lots of charts on 2 monitors. So there you go. So that's worked for me. And I hope it'll help you. I think it will. And watch for my websites, jeffglass.net. And I'll put these links up there if I can find them. So hopefully that'll help you. And happy trading.
Be sure to click on the logo to subscribe to Best Trading, then click on one of our other videos. Thank you for watching and happy trading.